Joey? Why is it your opinion? But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started tonight. Taylor will be leading the team. He was put into that spot by Josh and Andrew. There's Big Josh. You gonna argue with Josh like that? About him singing. Where is Joe?
Last time I seen him, he was after that.
He's taking it up.
You know what that's called?
Softball field.
Amen, brother.
There he is.
That was a hope, luck, and a prayer right there. I'm gonna leave it alone. But it's good to be back at Lord's house. And I encourage you, once again, to go out and vote. Take the chance of the early voting. That way you don't have no excuse come November the 8th when you're sitting there watching who wins president. You say, oh, I forgot to vote. You've got 18 days to vote in North Carolina before the election. Take advantage of it. I went Friday, and me and my wife voted. First time I've ever pulled a straight ticket. I pulled a straight ticket this year. Never done that before. Normally, someone would say something better than what was running, of the other party. But this year, at one side was just a bunch of liberal heathens. So I voted Christianly based. You say, well, preacher, that's wrong to vote Christianly based. Listen, if you can't vote off your Christian beliefs, then you don't need to be voting.
Amen.
Josh is the only one that said amen on that. When you walk into that poll, into them voting booths, ask yourself, is this the right person? Would God be pleased with this? Now listen, you look at the three running for president, and it's like, wow. But there is one that stands against abortion.
Amen.
There is one that stands for the Second Amendment.
Amen. Praise God.
How many knows what the Second Amendment is? Right to bear arms.
Amen.
Two of them wants to get rid of it, one wants to keep it.
Amen.
There is one that has actually changed his stance from the convention and now is against same-sex marriage. I can't physically say that. From behind, you can, but I can't from behind this pulpit. But go out and vote Christian. Our governor has finally stood up against HB 2, House Bill 2. How many know what House Bill 2 is? That's where your daughter might walk into that bathroom, but a man can walk in right behind it too. I'd be in prison. So let's get out and vote. Christians, vote. Don't say it don't matter. It does matter. If you just turned 18, go vote. Tyler, get out there and vote.
Yes, amen.
Okay. Preacher, why are you so? Because listen, I really believe, Brother Joe, this is my honest belief. And I could be wrong on this. This is what I really believe. I think this is the last time we'll have two candidates opposing each other on these issues.
That's right.
I think the next time around, you're going to see two candidates for the same thing. You're gonna see abortion being legal. Both of them want abortion legal. You're gonna see both of them wanting same-sex marriage to be legal. This might be your last chance to stand up and say, hey, I've got a voice. Right. Just think about this. As you as parents, if HB2 gets passed in North Carolina, you know there's nothing stopping your kids when they're in school from going to the bathroom. Then a male adult teacher in the bathroom with your child, daughter.
Amen.
And you sit at home and not vote. Or a woman walk in on a little boy. Get out and get out and vote. Don't get mad at me tonight. I'm just trying to encourage you.
Amen.
I'm trying to poke a little fire under you. Get out and vote.
Amen.
How many of you, I'm going to ask a question. Back in 2012, in the state of North Carolina, we voted something down, is gay marriage, gay marriage. All right, how many of you feel like, well, that makes me really not want to vote after I voted, but to vote it down and now they've overturned it?
Yeah.
Like, well, my vote really don't matter. Yeah, it does. The federal government might overturn it. The federal government didn't. The Supreme Court did. But now you've got a chance to vote again and see, here's the thing. Whoever we vote in as president is going to put 2 judges, minimum of 2 judges on the Supreme Court during their 4-year term. And those judges will be there for your children and your children's children. You're either going to vote someone in that's going to be liberal, or you're going to put liberal judges on. You're going to vote someone in that's conservative. Let's put conservative judges on. We sat down this afternoon and we talked at the house some politics. People don't understand what conservative is. Conservative means they don't just blow money at anything. They actually cut and pull the money back. They conserve. How many of you in here work for a living? And work for somebody that owns the business you work for? All right. How many feel like that person should be getting taxed heavier than you are? That owns the business. Be honest. Do you feel like they should be taxed more? Because if they pay more taxes, it means no more raises. Or they have to cut back. And you could be standing there unemployed. The company I work for used to offer insurance to employees and their families, 100% covered. The company paid it off. But because of affordable health care, he had to cut it out. Because one person was costing $563 a month. You times that by 4. It's a family of 4. So he had to cut that out. It was a benefit to the guys of the company. But it had to be cut out. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes we got to look at the broader side than just I'm not for the rich. Don't get me wrong when I say that. If it wasn't for a rich person, none of us would be worth it.
Yeah.
Brother James, and don't get me wrong when I say this, James, if it wasn't for a rich person, James couldn't sell this. I'm trying to get y'all encouraged now.
Yeah.
Get out and vote. Get out and vote.
Amen.
You got 19 days or 18 days, whatever it is. I told them today, I believe it was, that I feel that America is going to be shocked come election day. 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday. I feel it's going to be one of the biggest landslides and victories we've ever seen in America. I believe you're going to see one candidate just blow the other one out of the water. And it's easy to do these pre-polls and say, well, this candidate's leading. Well, all they do is they pick up the phone, they call 100 Democrats, say, who are you voting for? Well, duh.
Amen.
And call 3 Republicans, say, who are you voting for? Well, duh, 100 minus 3, 97%. So that it's a joke on the polls.
Yeah.
I really believe it's going to be something's going to shock America. So get out and vote. Be part of that. Now, I could be wrong on this, and I'm wrong quite a bit. But get out and vote. Do your duty. Get out and vote. You're a U.S. citizen. You've got that privilege. I don't think anybody in here has had that voting privilege taken from them. I know felons do not have that privilege. Those that has been removed from felons, I know that. But I'm looking at a congregation, I don't think anybody's a felon. Okay, are you a felon? But, so, use your citizenship, your guaranteed right, get out. And don't walk in the polls and vote because you just want to see a woman in the White House. That ain't voting. Boy, I'm gonna get in trouble right here. Brother Wade, I've heard this, I'm sick of it. Women deserve to have the same pay grade as a man. Okay, you deserve to have the same pay grade as a man. Come out and work with me every day.
Amen.
Go carry sheetrock with Josh and Steve. If you can hold up every day, day in, day out, carrying it, digging ditches, come out. We'll give you the same pay grade. But if you can't do it, then don't come at us and say, well, I deserve the same pay grade. It ain't fair.
True.
Well, listen to me, Peachy. Life ain't fair.
True. It is. Amen.
Life ain't fair. It ain't. You don't know something? I don't mean to say, and I'm not trying to sound like a mean person on women, but I feel that way about the queers. They want the same pay grade, come out and work with it. Don't look at your physical hands and look, stinking queers, look at their hands and say, oh, I got a callus.
Yeah.
Used to, you could reach out and shake a man's hand, and it wasn't feeling like you're feeling dishpan hands.
True. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I'm not trying to be mean. I don't want to think I'm being mean. I'm just trying to get you to understand. I agree, women should get the same pay in an office. An office job, a woman should have the same pay. Somebody say, good man. I ain't gonna sit in the office and answer a call on all that. Could you imagine me answering a telephone on all that? Hello. It ain't gonna work. So a woman should get more pay doing that. They should get equal pay. On that, but don't tell me you deserve equal pay as me if you ain't gonna get up there and dig a ditch with it. You ain't gonna get that shovel in your hand. Get your leg burned. Grab a hold of that hot muffler on that saw and get scarred. Don't tell me you deserve the same pay. But now in the doctor's field, I believe a woman needs the same pay. There's some surgeons, women surgeons that are miraculous. I mean, son, they can give you a better scar than anything will ever give you. And they're good at it. They deserve the same thing. Sometimes I believe they deserve better pay. But what I'm trying to say tonight is, get out and vote. Women, you want your rights? Get out and vote. Men, you want your rights? Here's one of your rights. Go vote.
Amen.
I believe, Brother Josh, and I might be wrong. Brother James, I could be wrong, but I think in the United States of America, they should allow churches to be the voting place. Why is that? That's the one place you can keep control of.
Too much truth in the church.
It might be, but you can keep control of it. I think on that Tuesday, every church should be open and having voting places. I think it should be the deacons and the preachers overseeing the voting. Not to get what they're standing, not for that, but to make sure it's done fair. Because one place you won't need to be to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
I think we've got something you want to add to it. Go ahead.
The vote, and I truly believe this, is going to be persuaded by this electoral college vote. The last election, they knew there was more Republican votes than they were Democrats. But yet the Democrats won.
Electoral college.
Yeah, the college, electoral college. I believe they're going to do that again, but I don't believe that it's going to be county right to start with. I believe it's expected to even things Donald Trump did it. And I believe you're going to see Hillary Clinton win. Oh, no. No. I'm sorry, and I hated that she would win.
I was trying not to get into that.
And I hope I'm wrong. Believe me, I hope I'm wrong.
I was trying to encourage people to vote.
Yeah, I am too.
But if you go around, well, she's already won it, you're not encouraged, you're discouraging, and that's what they're wanting.
Well, you're right.
That's what they're wanting.
Everybody needs to vote.
But I can, and let me express this again, church, I cannot stand up there and tell you who to vote for. I can't tell you who I voted for, really, and behind this pulpit.
Well, I can't.
But I can't. Why can't you, preacher? I'll go to jail for it.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is encourage you to vote and vote the right way.
Amen.
So let's open up the song tonight. Huh? Yeah, James ain't supposed to say something like that, is he?
Oh, listen, I vote. If you don't vote, you ain't much of an American. And you ain't got a right to say anything else at all. You don't vote. I know, well, let me say in my defense that I believe that it's so crooked that, you know, they want a lifetime like that. We know that.
What I'm saying is, you cannot say stuff like you just said as a people, but you can go to jail. Thanks 32 in the small bucket. Huh? Oh, hey. Jesus has a table spread for the saints of God is fed. He is with his mercy. Jesus has a table spread where the saints of God are fed. And he invites his chosen people come and dine. With the manna and the squad for everything goes. Coming down the master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth, now come and dine. Keep going. I said, the disciples come when the smoke raised Christ to faith, for the master's calling to them come and dine. They found their desire, bread and fish upon the fire, the feast satisfied the hungry all the time. Come and dine, Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned water into wine. To the hungry calleth, now come. Soon the Lamb will take his bride to live beside his son. All the hosts of heaven will assemble there. Oh, will be a glorious sight. All the saints, prophets, wise, and with Jesus they will feast eternally. Come and dine, Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned water into wine. To the hungry calleth, now Lord, come and dine. Been a long time since we done that one. Huh?
Yeah, good.
It's been a long time since we've done COVID dying. Amen. You said, well, preacher, why choose one like that? Well, no. I'm looking for another one here. I had another one on my heart. I just got to find it. Here it is. Go to E, folks. 179. There is a name. With all the election stuff going on, Brother James, there is a name. We don't have to vote on him. You ain't got to worry about no electoral college with him. Brother James is right. You can win popular votes, still lose, but with him, you're a winner all the time. Amen. There is a name. Amen. Amen. There is a name I love. Hold on. We start the wrong key. There is a name I love. I love to sing His word. Let's go back to where we was on. Let's try to be flat on that one, amen? Y'all have to deal with me. I'm sorry, Kenny's working. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing His word. It sounds like music in my ear, the sweetest
Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me. It tells me of a Savior's love who died to set me free. It tells me of his precious blood, the sinner's perfect. Oh, how I love thee. Oh, how I love thee. Oh, how I love thee. Because he first loved me. It tells me what my Father had in store for every day. Hey, and though I tread the dark path, you'll sunshine over me. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me. It tells of one whose loving heart can feel my deepest who in each sorrow bears a heart that none can bear before. Oh, how I love thee. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me.
You sing that chorus again, so I'm struggling enough with it. Come on up, kids. All kids, come up and show us your song. I can't even play that. All right, y'all can sit down. We'll let them do it. They're gonna sing it and everything. Yeah. All right, ready? Oh. Neither one of them songs we go tonight. We've done it a long time. Huh? Did you say you can tell? Yeah, I can tell. I haven't done them in a long time. Amen. It's good to be back in the Lord's house. Amen. Amen. I had me a good time this morning. I don't know about y'all, but I did. Amen. Yeah. This thing in Willard went and preached Daniel chapter 3 on the radio today. I think he live streamed this in between services. It's called the message. But I talked to him. That's what I'm going to tell him too. But, amen. You got the Bible, turn with the book of Revelation. And when you get there, hold your finger in Revelations chapter. What? 4,666 what? 4,000, what'd you say?
656.
4,000,
656.
what he just said?
Praise God.
Amen.
Good Lord.
Amen.
What chapter, brother?
Oh, I didn't tell you the chapter. I got to listen to Andrew. Revelation chapter 12, hold your finger there. Don't turn back to James chapter number 1. James chapter 1, number 5, or verse number 3, I mean. Know this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Trying your thing. Amen.
Ain't that good?
Yeah.
James 1:3.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Now turn to Revelation chapter number 12, 1 verse there. And they that overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimonies, and they loved not their lives unto death. You can say, preacher, that really don't go together. Well, I'm going to show you how it does here in just a minute. Read this one to you again. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. You can be seated. What's the one thing that is hard for us to do today? To overcome.
Come on, brother. Show you how.
To overcome. You're playing back and forth, back and forth. I'll come out of both of them. So to overcome sin, Brother James, when you're trying to overcome sin, even in your Christian walk, there is trying of your faith.
Right.
Amen.
And when there's trying of your faith, what does that say? In the book of James, chapter 1, verse 3? Working patience. How many would say in this church that James is a very patient man?
Oh, no.
How many would say Job is a very patient man?
No, sir.
But how many would say Steve's pretty patient?
I don't know.
Amen. You think about this. Watch Steve just a little while. You see him up on the body. Watch Steve for just a little bit. It don't seem like nothing ever gets him irritated. And he's got a smile. I mean, Janice sitting there going, oh.
You don't know what's going on.
But, I mean, I've been around Steve quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I've seen, nothing really gets him aggravated. I mean, but one time we could have got aggravated working on Joe's bathroom over there, but he didn't get aggravated. Well, I wanted to. But he don't get aggravated. And he's pretty patient. So tonight, I'm going to ask you this simple question. How are you supposed to overcome when you can't let your faith be working? You can't. You can't. How can you overcome sin when you can't let your faith work? That's the whole of the message tonight. How can you overcome sin when you can't let your faith work? I don't know if I'll get real excited and scream and holler. Think about it tonight. How can you overcome it? I've used this several times, and my wife loves telling it. If Kermit was alive today, he would tell it before me. I wouldn't have to tell it. He'd tell it. A couple of years back, Kermit laid up there in intensive care in Mission Hospital, and our monitor heater wasn't working at our house, and I was getting so mad. I worked 3 days on that thing, couldn't get it going. All day on that Saturday, I'd worked on it, and I'd worked on it, still couldn't get it going. I was slinging tools. Brother Rick, I was getting mad. A church, I was getting mad. I was growing impatient. I said, well, I'm going to take a break. I went and took a shower, got the kerosene off of me, went to the hospital seeing Brother Kermit. While I was sitting there in the hospital, Sherry calls and says, I have fixed the monitor.
Thanks, man.
Woo!
What was that about the equal pay?
Yeah, you need more pay on that.
Praise God, help me. There it is.
It just so happens I stand in my Brother Kermit's bed. Kermit said she fixed it, didn't she? That little smart aleck at times. I said, yes, she did. And I mean, he's got wires hooked up to him and all this. And that started an alarm started to go off because he was laughing so hard at me. Nurses started running in the room. Are you okay? He said, yeah, but he can't fix a monitor, but his wife can. I mean, he's telling nurses, he's telling doctors, Ben showed up to see his daddy, and instead of saying, hey, son, this, that, no, he has to tell him about the monitor first. He gets out of the hospital. I'm at his house, and he won't come by to see him. You want to tell everybody, boy, he's getting on my nerves. Some things you want to keep on the down low. One thing is, I couldn't overcome that monitor because, Brother Ricky, I didn't have faith enough to keep my cool. Well, preacher, I don't understand. Here's what a man does. Now, women, I know I might have made you mad a little while ago, but I'm going to get back on your good side right here. Christmas time, we got to start putting the presents together for the little kids. The man takes the instructions. Don't need them. I can do this without it. Do what? I don't need them. Then about 3 o'clock in the morning, you're still in there and you're still on the first present trying to get it together. You're growing mad. Or sometimes you break it. And your wife walks in and says, here's the instructions. You want to go back to them? No. You cannot put it together without them, but you can't overcome sin without the instruction book.
Amen.
Without allowing your faith to be tried, without putting your faith to a test through the instruction book. The Bible says, Brother Josh, in the book of James, to count it all joy, brethren, when you fall in diverse temptations. Hey, you know what that means? Your faith is being tried at that time. Come on, boy. You learn how to be patient. 11 years ago, how patient was I, Brother Reed? Andrew, when you first started preaching, how patient was I with you? Okay. Say a little bit louder. Was I pretty mean at times? Missy was a mean. Yes. I was going to tell you happy birthday, but never mind. Oh, I'll tell you back. Asiana says they want a refund. No, I'm kidding. But I wasn't a patient pastor. Brother Martin, how patient was I?
Not too good.
How many times I caused you to blow up?
Yeah, pretty good.
Brother James, how many times I caused you to blow up because I wasn't too patient? I was pretty rough. Why? Because I never understood what this meant, Brother Ricky. You take these two scriptures and you take them and you start looking at them. And it says, these are the ones who overcame by the blood of the Lamb. But to overcome, you got to have patience to get through it. Come on, bro. And the only way you can ever get patience is let your faith be tried. Well, preacher, let me see if I can break this down. 2 Sundays ago, you all know what happened to rear end coming out of that man for the 3rd time in a year. My wife is all in pieces. Oh, what are we gonna do? Preacher, you wasn't all in pieces, not really. Was I upset? Was I all in pieces, man? Young man? Didn't bother me that bad. Why, preacher? Because I learned if you'll be patient, God will supply the need. The only way I can get to there. And let my faith be tried. I can allow that to take control of my life. Let it just overwhelm me.
Yeah.
And take control. And say, now I was doing that as an example, taking control.
Yeah. Big one.
Amen, brother.
Come on, bro.
But my God will work.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You gotta have the patience. Trust me, church. I get aggravated. I'm not standing here telling you I don't get aggravated. Do I get aggravated? Am I sort of funny when I'm aggravated? Do you get scared? Did I get aggravated today, Annie? Was I rough on you two driving today?
I think like you did.
They both said it's easier driving with me than it is driving with their own parents. I ain't gonna yell. I don't yell at my daughters, and why would I yell at them? There's a couple times I wanted to, saying brakes and curves will work real good. Both of these two went in the curve wide open. But they drove good. They drove good. I would ride with any of them. I already do. But what I'm getting at is, some of you parents are sitting here like, well, I don't know, it's because your kids ain't got that. What's that point your daughter or your son sitting over in the driver's seat and you're sitting in the passenger seat? How many parents are with me on this that's been there? It's one of the scariest times you'll ever be in. You know, if you don't teach them right. And one of the most nerve-wracking times. But I learned by just a couple times riding with her and putting her in tears. I mean, I'd have a ball. One time I wouldn't let her just stop. She wanted to stop and get out and look change. I said, you're not stopping. We're driving till you quit crying. I'm going to make sure you cry even more. I was mean.
It's a lesson.
But you know what I learned? She didn't learn one thing out of that day. She didn't learn one thing. But then when I began to become patient, last Sunday morning we was going to pick up Taylor, and you know what I done while she drove? I slept. I can sleep while she drives now. Don't worry. Only time I wake up is a bicycle rider around. But I learned to have patience and discuss stuff. As a young pastor, I just stood up out there in the storefront, and y'all sitting here. You'll know it as well as I'm saying. This is the way it is because I said so. I was young and cocky. Yeah, I said that many a times out there. You don't like it? There's the door. Hit it. Boy, I'd make people mad. But you say, well, preacher, what happened? What happened? I let my faith get tried. I let my faith get tested. All of a sudden, I got patience. Then all of a sudden I got to understanding that people are not going to talk to me. You know how you win a soul to Jesus? You spread a little bit of honey out there.
Come on, bro.
That's right.
You know how you turn someone from Jesus? Give them a lemon. You want to know something? Come here, David.
Come on.
Guarantee you, David can be my best friend. Are you my best friend? This one I used to play with when he was a baby. Well, that's something I can turn him very easily. Back then. I did really good, and that's why today, people are best friends. That's why his brother come running in this morning, Doug, with his arm stretched out. Come here, Hannah. I'm gonna use Hannah now. Girl, you got some big old claws. Walking around here. Hannah, when she was a little baby, she loved me to death. But then I scared her one time with my hat on. She hated my guts. She hated it. You know the way I got her to get over that? Start feeding chocolate to her. You remember that? That's the only way you liked me, was I had to start feeding chocolate to you. I was just playing with her one time at the house, and I scared the floor out of her, and I had my hat and glasses on. Y'all remember that? And that girl wouldn't come near me after that. It was, I'm done with you. So every time I'd see her, I'd feed her chocolate. Then the other day, they were sitting at the bus stop, waiting on Hannah. I pulled in there and talked to Ricky and them. There for a minute, I just got off work. Hannah bus pulled up. Pastor! Where'd you get that, preacher? He wasn't ashamed. I learned patience. There's sometimes these people drive me nuts. Hey, don't look at me like that. You parents, don't go. I've heard every single one of you parents. I've heard Josh say, Joshua. I've heard Jaden Ann. Hannah Ruth. Braylon. Mason. I've heard Aiden. I've heard Aiden Paul. And I know he's in trouble when that goes. Don't you look at me like that. Then you got little Amy. Are you covered in Amy? Nah, she ain't gonna cover it. She's not feeling good. And Amy can look at any of us, like any of us know at any time. How many of you ever left service going, boy, I wish them kids would calm down a little bit during service? Then you go 3 or 4 services and not have the kids running around and you go, man, I miss them kids. Yeah. Oh yeah. Boy, I wish they were here. I've been missing. You know what that is? That's your faith being tested. Yeah. True. Now, could you imagine coming to church every service and everybody acting like they live here very quiet? Husband and wife said that'd be odd and weird.
Who said that?
Josh and Carol.
I don't know who was mad.
But what I'm getting at is you would begin to miss it. And so then, next thing we know, Brother Marshall will be sitting back here and we hear, woohoo, that's Marshall playing. Just to be able to remember it.
Oh, yeah.
How many times do we sing a song and a lot of you adults still to this day go, well, he set me free. Why do you do that? It's because you missed the one that once did it, and it used to aggravate you when he'd do it. Now you're doing it because you miss him doing it.
Right.
Right.
How many miss Chris sitting there and he set me free going, well, it was off key, it's out of balance, but boy, it was there. How many of you miss it? I miss here. James misses Kermit.
Amen.
James would be sitting here where I'm sitting, Kermit be sitting where he's sitting. And Kermit there started to reach over and smack James. And they'd get them talking, and then they'd get in trouble when James and Kermit sit up like nothing went on. James was the one getting fussed at. But now you miss it.
Amen.
Give anything for it to come back with. What do you get at, preacher? To overcome something, you gotta love something else. James hates getting in trouble. He hates being correct. But he'd love to go back to where he's getting corrected again when Kermit said inside. What I'm getting at, church, tonight is if you want to overcome, you gotta love what you're overcoming. To overcome anything, you've gotta love it. Preacher, that don't make sense. If I'm gonna overcome it, then I should hate it. You wouldn't have to overcome it if you didn't love it. If you hate it, you wouldn't care. So you gotta love what you're overcoming. Some people with drugs. Some people it's rock music, alcohol, illicit sex. There's stuff. It goes gambling. It goes on and on. But to overcome something, you have to love what you're overcoming.
Yes, sir.
Or you wouldn't have to overcome it, because if you hated it, you wouldn't care. So to overcome it, now we're seeing that you've got to love what you're overcoming. Whoa, preacher. I know I might be confusing you a little bit.
You're all right.
Yeah, good point, Ross.
But to overcome it, first you got to have patience. See, to overcome something, you just don't, ooh, I'm overcoming. No. You don't overcome it like that.
That day you wouldn't have to overcome.
Both of them said if it was that easy, you wouldn't have to overcome it.
Right.
It takes time and work. Something that people don't understand this day and era we live in is time and work. How many get mad if when you hit Google on your phone, it don't pop straight up and go to what you want it to?
Oh, let's not talk about
So you tell me you don't have patience? Well, perfect example. Like you, Andrew. There've been several times Andrew only had patience back here. He's been ready to take a hammer to it several times.
Amen.
But you see what I'm talking about tonight? We want it right then. We don't want to wait. We don't want to have to work for it.
Yeah.
Did you know you can get the same answer you can get on Google if you'll just pull out an encyclopedia and look at it? Or dictionary or whatever. But Josh just hit the nail on the head. That's too much work. See, we don't want to wait. It takes time to do it. It takes work. Me and Wade had a school teacher, and Wade remembers her name was Miss Waters. Kira's had her as a substitute. Miss Waters, I love her. But Google was just really coming out real popular then, and I think it was Google, it might have been AOL, I don't know what it was. Yahoo something, but it's something you type in like that. I always want to do that typing in. She said, you won't learn nothing if you go to that computer and type it in, it tells you. Oh, wait, if I'm lying, Wade will correct me. But over on the wall was encyclopedias. You remember those? She said, go over there, get one, and you'll learn more by looking it up. Because you've had to do something to learn. Boy, it made me mad. I said, I can save time. Oh, thank you for it now. That teacher actually made me learn. She just lived down the road.
Yep.
She actually made me learn. Something I was very strong and hard against was learning. But you know what? When I walked across that stage, my cap and gown, I grabbed that diploma. That's pretty good. I said, man, I've done something other than that. We were one of the first classes at AC Reynolds High School that had to do what's called a senior project. Had to present it and everything. In front of a board. And if you'd have known me back then, I didn't like talking in front of crowds. You know who I had to present in front of? Director of schools, Miss Dotson, I think was his name. Congressman Charles Taylor. Sheriff Bobby Medford. And there's one more. Congressman or a lieutenant governor or something was sitting there and they was going to grading me. And you know what I just so happened to be doing my own? Law enforcement. I thought, well, I'm an idiot for doing this one. Look at what I've got sitting here. The other one was not a congressman. It was our student resource officer. It was a black guy, Officer Shea. I sit up there, done it, explained to him my bind, three-ring binder, and then I walked out of Miss Waters' room, walked up, come out of her room, took a right, went through the double door, took a right, went outside where the old rocket used to stand. I don't know if it's still there. Walked around the window, watched the other one still there in her room. And we couldn't just go dress down however we wanted to. Now listen to what I'm getting at. I was in khaki pants, dress shoes, a dress shirt. My hair was actually combed. Back then I had hair you could comb. We had to look presentable. And we did not present it during the daytime, during school hours. I presented at 7 o'clock at night. Huh? Yeah. I presented at 7 o'clock at night. And I was scared to death. It took 3 weeks to find out whether I got it or not. We were our last day of school was 2 weeks before school let out. Seniors got out 2 weeks before. Used to. Nowadays they don't do that. Seniors go all the way up and then they graduate. We got out 2 weeks before school was over. We graduated before school was ever over. We were done and graduated and all out. But our last day of senior walk, Miss Waters walked over to me. We'd done classes, we'd done our exams. We had senior walk that day. She grabbed my hand, hugged my neck. She said the hard work paid off. Come by my room, I'll tell you. Got to her room. I was scared to death. I told her, Mr. Hanley, Miss Thompson. I told them all, I said, there ain't no way I'm going to pass this. Wade knows the teachers I'm talking about. Those 3 teachers will stand out in my life. Walked in her room, she said, here's your grade from me. But grade was 100. 1 point extra credit. That's what I needed to graduate. One class out of this. It was still up in the air whether I was gonna get to graduate or not. They showed me that. Boy, I done skipped the loo out of that classroom. I was the happiest fella you ever seen at senior walk that day. When they started playing Freebird, I was skipping around that school. I know some of y'all say, well, preach, that's years ago. That's what we walked to. So we walked to Leonard Skinner and Freebird. Played across the loudspeaker in the gym. Then they blared it on the football field when everybody come by to see us. And I look forward to that day. Everybody, I had a 5th grade teacher, Wade remembers her. I think she just passed away. Miss Marshall. I don't know if she did or didn't. No, it's Miss Roberts that did. That 5th grade teacher looked at my parents and said, that boy's too dumb. I don't think he'll ever make it through school. Well, I mean, she had reason to say I was 13 years old in the 5th grade. And I'm not exaggerating. I have my driver's license in 8th grade. First day of freshman year, waiting in my line, I was driving to school. You do the math, sit there and do the math. I graduated in 2001, I started school in 1986. Huh? 15 years, I was supposed to graduate in 1999. How'd that happen? I loved elementary school so long, I wanted to stay there forever. Miss Brown in kindergarten, she told my mama, he can't talk, we got to hold him back. Guess what? I stayed behind in kindergarten. Miss Penland passed me to Miss Martin. Miss Martin said he won't talk in 1st grade. We're going to have to hold him back. So guess what? I know another year in 1st grade. Then I started not failing him. That 5th grade teacher said he's too dumb, he'll never graduate. You know what? When I was sitting in the hallway, now my dad went off on me. My mom and dad went off on me. But that stuck in my mind. My whole career in school, Brother Josh, I thought I'll never graduate. Too dumb, I'll never graduate. I can't do it. To the point, when I finally turned 18 in school, I walked in the principal's office and I said, I want to transfer to resource classes. They said, well, we got to test you. My parents was against it. There's nothing they can say. I was 18 years old. I took that tree, or I took that test. I Christmas treed and done everything else I could. Our counselor looked at it and she said, there ain't no way you're going to make that score on this test and still pass the classes that you've been passing. But because of what I scored on that test, she could not refuse it. My dad was sitting there and he said, I refuse to sign. I said, excuse me, Daddy, you don't have to, I will. I signed it and he said, me and you'll talk at home. And he walked me like there was no tomorrow. I showed him love. So I was 18. Dumb. Dumb. If there's one dumb move I ever done, I'm trying to show my daddy up. Dumb. I carried a beating. But even with doing all that, I said, there's still no way I'll ever pass. I'll ever graduate. Got through school in my senior year. People was making fun of me. I started to grow beard in elementary school. 5th grade, I started having a beard. I could grow a mustache and goatee. In 6th grade, Not what you see on these guys these day and age, just peach fuzz. It was the real deal. Oh, I just made these teenager boys that I was thinking on. Sorry, fellas. Oh, you call yourself a man, but when you grow facial hair, come talk to us. Somebody say amen. I'm joking with it. But I didn't think I could overcome it, brother. Till the dad walked across the stage and got the ball. Wade was there when I walked across the stage. See this one? She was at my graduation. Yeah. Telling these boys today at the house, earlier today, they didn't seem to believe me, I don't think. I was married, working a full-time job with a daughter, and going to high school at the same time. Really and truly, I probably was dropped out. January 2000, my dad, I was ready to drop out, and I was trying to convince him to let me. I was old enough, I was way past, I was already 18. So let me drop out. I was 20 years old when I walked across the stage. So I was almost 90. I said, I'm tired, Daddy, let me drop out. He said, no, you make me one promise, son. You go graduate. No matter what, you graduate. Steady, all right. I'll make you that good. He died less than a month later. And that gave me the extra push to overcome. I've told this whole story to tell this right here. I know I've got to hurry, but Misty's got to get to the Walking Dead. I'm just kidding. But it gave me the extra push to overcome. It took all that bad stuff that teachers put in my head all them years ago, done away with it, and give me the extra push to go. There was one that died for you. That give you the push to overcome.
Amen.
Whether you choose to overcome or not. He said, let me push you. Come here. I need you for a second. I gotta help him up. 3 months ago, this man looked at me and he said, I'm out of options. I'm giving up. I went as far as that I could make it. I just told him, really, keep pushing. God's got you this far, keep going. He just didn't know what God had in store, what that weekend was. That very weekend, he just didn't know what God had in store for them. Woke up on a Friday morning, all of a sudden there's something in the bank he hadn't had a hold of in a long time. Called money. Just keep going, church. Keep going. Don't give up. I know it seems like you're not going to overcome it now, but keep your patience. You will overcome.
Yeah.
When I should have dropped out and give up and give in, I kept going. Now, I was not a troublemaker in school, in high school. I wasn't in middle school. I was always in detention and ISS in middle school. I think Miss Massey thought me and Wade set the record in 6th grade for detentions together. I mean, son, seemed like every day we was getting detention with Miss Massey or Mr. Casman. He hated us in 6th grade. I mean, they hated us. I started cooling off about my 8th grade year. I got tired of going home and getting a whoop. But in 9th grade, I only got in trouble, or in high school, I only got in trouble twice. Twice. I want y'all listen to me. Twice. One time was Mr. Singerman was bald-headed. And I don't know what overcome me, but I was coming back from lunchroom that day, and I grabbed a straw and some paper. And he wasn't gay, it's just his accent. He'd say, "Okay, guys." He's up there writing on the chalkboard. I sit there spitwadding doing a straw. Bouncing them off the back of his head. Some of them will stick. He turned around now. "Who is it, guys?" Calling everybody. No one saying anything, is laughing, but I sit back in the back of the class. One time he turned around with the right, and I was standing there, and I got that straw in my mouth to spit it again. You know what? He turned right around. He said, "Okay, Mr. Jones, you've got a 3-hour detention." I said, 3 hours? He said, "Yes, you do." And he said, "You're going to serve it on Wednesday." I thought, "Oh, Lord. Let me serve it any day, but on Wednesday. Please, not on Wednesday." He said, "Wednesday." Back then, they give you detention slips. You didn't get lunch detentions and quiet lunch and this stuff. You got everything they handed you was after school, and once you got a 3-hour detention, it was automatic ISS after that. Automatic. You give me that slip when I was going home, I'll take it back. I got in trouble 3 times in high school. Another one was I was in middle school. Last time I got in trouble in middle school, Wade was with me. Was that middle school or was that high school?
Yes, middle school.
We beat 4 out of the boy on the bus, me and him both together. He called mine and Wade's mom or something. I had a Mountain Dew in my left hand, he had a Mountain Dew in his right hand. We hit him with both hands.
So it was a fair.
It was a fair fight. We had 2, he had 2 hands.
Right way.
Not really, but carrying that detention slip home. I walked in there and said, "How was your day?" He said, "Not too good, Dad." He said, "Why?" Said on there Wednesday, I had 3-hour detention. He said, "On Wednesday?" I said, "Yeah, Daddy." He said, "That puts you getting out of there at 6 o'clock. I said, "Yeah, Daddy." He said, "That gives you an hour to get to church." He said, "You better." I thought that was the end of it. Then he grabbed a piece of paper and read what I got it for. Oh, Lord have mercy. He tore my hind end up, but I thought it was funny. Still do at times, I think about it. You know, if one of my kids come home with that, I'd be mad and I'd get on to them, but I'd have to go over in the corner and go, I did the same thing. But nowadays, they'd probably give you jail time over something like that. I was just going on. The other time I got in trouble in school, in high school, there was a boy named Nathaniel. No, it was me and Bobby Payne this time. I wasn't with you when you got in trouble. See, I separated myself from Wade there. I'd already gotten in a gang fight one time. We got beat up in middle school. I said, "I ain't doing that." I'm kidding. I really did, but it was me and Bobby Payne. The boy said he was God. Was coming back from lunch. I said, "Bobby, you pushed me." And I said, "Get around that corner. I'm going to lay him out like we accidentally did." I was tired. I was sick and tired of him saying, "I'm God, and I'm going to cast a spell on you." He jumped up in our class that one day and on the top of the desk, and he said, "I'm God, and you're all got a spell cast on you." But we rounded that corner where the office used to be at Reynolds High School. Here he come around that corner, and Bobby pushed me. I hit him with everything I had in my right hand. I laid him out right there. But when he fell right into Mr. Pierce's arms. Who was Mr. Pierce? Principal. The assistant principal. And he was about this big around. Yeah, he had no neck. He was like a round man. He said, "You two, my office now." I thought, oh, man. We get into his office, and he comes in there, and he says, "No, that's for a minute." He said, "Don't, neither one of you move. I can't deal with y'all on an empty stomach." I know it sounds funny, but that is truly what he said to us. I cannot deal with you two on an empty stomach. Don't neither one of you move. I'm going to get lunch. I told him, I said, oh, maybe he'll be in a better mood when he gets back. Dalton was still the principal. How many remember R.L. Dalton, principal of Reynolds High School? He was there for years. He walked in that office and he said, what are you two boys doing in here? He was the head principal. We told him, he giggled, he said, good luck dealing with tugboat, and walked back out. That's all. Miss Pierce comes back. We didn't have 500 principals like they have now in school. We didn't. We had 3. We had Pierce, Peoples, and Dalton. Now, I think everybody in the school is principal. Wait till you look cute carrying that teddy bear. But he come back in and he sat down and he said, why did y'all do what you did? I told him. I was sick of it. He gives ISS, but now he's not going to call the parents. Call my dad. Drive home the road, talking to my dad, said, did he hit you first? I said, no, Dad, he said his God was going to teach him a lesson, but he wasn't God. Listen, if he had been God, he could have stopped that right hand punch. Daddy said, that's not the way you fight. He said, you fight it on the knee, son. Then he proceeded to take his belt off and wear me out. He said, I'm doing this because I love you. He says, all you're trying to do is bully somebody. He said, no, I don't agree with that boy claiming to be God. And it wasn't long after that, he jumped up on the desk again and went to make a spell on one of the teachers, and they expelled him for good. I said all this, I had to overcome some things. But it took a lot of patience out of my dad to let me overcome. I'll tell you one more and then I'm going to close. Lord laid it on my heart to tell this one. Seems like, see, Wade's a bad omen. Wade got me in a lot of trouble. We was coming to Bible school one year. It was raining, drizzling. It was Sunday night kickoff. I had a little 4-cylinder Chevrolet S10. You can drop it down in second gear, around that big curve at the bottom hill, you wanted to fly around. There's a reason I get a little bit scared in that curve. That day I said, I'm going to do what I've always done. Wade said, don't do it, the road's wet. Well, about 50 foot up before that curve, I'd come out 4th gear and I'd drop it down in second and I'd pop that foot, floor it, and we'd slide the rear end around that curve and go on up the road. We always did it and it'd been dry. I thought I could handle it in the wetness. That day I couldn't handle it with a wet road. I was young and dumb. We went around and around into the ditch, up on its side and back down. His little brother Johnny was with us. We had about 5 minutes to come up with a story. But my mom and dad was right behind us, not far behind us. We got out. Poor old Johnny, he couldn't say nothing. He was scared to death. We were sitting there on the bed of the truck, couldn't get it out of the ditch. My driver's side mirror was all gone. The side of my truck was all caved in on that side. I rolled it up on its top and back down. It's still drivable, but it's two-wheel drive. Johnny was sitting there and he said, I can't say a word to him. He said, I'm not going to lie. So me and Wade come up with a concoction that there's a red car come by us and ran us out of the road. Yeah, Camaro. We wasn't taking that on the same road we were. Then if that's the same Ricky Camaro. Sunday come around that curve, my mama jumped out of the truck like you wouldn't believe. Are you okay? What's wrong? We told that story just like we rehearsed.
Amen.
Dad, all my days say, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Boy, we got to church and we hit the altar. Once it took, they had to go get another truck. And it took all the men in the church jumping on the back of it for them to pull that truck out. It was that far gone. We got to church, all three of us hit that altar crying and boo-hooing and all this. It still got up and held on to that lie. Whenever our Papa and Granny's that night, I mean, we even told them that lie. We had rehearsed it real quick. We're sitting there, and I mean, we're thinking we pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. Papa sitting there, he wasn't nowhere around it. He said, there was no Rick there. He said, you boys are hot dogs. I said, no, Paul. He said, yeah, you would. He said, trust me, your parents know. You cannot overcome something with a lie. Well, preacher, you've been preaching a long time tonight. It's just the Lord can give you. There's a lot of times you try to overcome stuff with a lie. I know, I've seen your faces there.
No, you're all right.
You can't overcome with a lie.
Right.
We finally had to come out and be truthful. Like the first time my dad ever found me smoking. Oh, no, I was smoking. I said, those are Wade's. Wade rode in the truck. Wade even claimed them. Yeah, Wade's, yeah, they're mine. Wade took the blunt for me quite a bit. Well, preacher, you was not a real good guy. There's a lot of stuff I had to overcome, Brother Johnson, I got to say. I had to overcome lying. I'd become real good at lying. I had to overcome alcohol. I become an alcoholic. I had to overcome Brother Ricky drugs. I become a drug addict. You know something? When God saved me, the drugs and alcohol left. You know something that was hard to get rid of? You know, no. What's sad? What's sad? A lot of Christians today still,
You're right. You're right.
one thing that holds the Christian back today is a lie. They bowed, eyes closed, no one looking around. God spoke to your heart tonight. You need to come to that. God's the joke, not Father. Great. Father, I pray, Lord, for touch on your heart of everyone. Father, forgive us for your own good. Father, we pray for you, praise, honor, and glory. night, we'll get the bags together with the candy. Amen. Brother Kenny's gonna pick up the key about 3:30 Saturday. So if y'all could help meet him there to help him set up and all. Now, don't forget, best dressed up gets $5. You think so? I'm not picking. Who do you think will pick? We'll get the oldest person there to pick. Whoever's the oldest.
Oh, we was right smart.
I didn't have to. Still looking. Amen. All right. So don't forget that. We'll put the bags together Wednesday night. Okay. Okay. Don't forget to tell someone about Jesus. Brother Taylor, will you dismiss us in prayer?
Lord, thank you for the prayers, thank you for another day of life. You guys make my day.
Hey, that's a little bit longer than this morning.